Alrighty, guys, how are we? We're back tonight for a massive game for both teams. Probably bigger for Carlton, but also the heat is off the Blues as well. So, all to play for tonight. There was one late change in this game. It was Harry Mackay. He's gone out with illness. They replaced him with Lewis Young. Subs are Cooper Lord for the Blues and Jack Gunston for the Hawks. So, yeah, really unlucky there that Harry Mackay is out. They do have Charlie Curnow back. We'll see what happens. I think I'll be interested to see how the Blues line up tonight. I think maybe Jack Silvani will go forward again like he did late last week. So about 50 seconds till the bounce. So Patrick Cripps just talking to his troops right now. Oh, better put a poll up, actually. So players starting to move to their positions right now. Charlie Curnow back in the side for the first time for 2025. Harry Mackay is a late out for the Blues. Players starting to move into their position. The umpire holds the ball aloft. And here we go. Start of round 2. Massive game for both teams. Blues need to respond after last week. The Hawks to keep their perfect start. Can they continue their great form? Umpire bounces it down. Here we go. Meek with the tap. Nice little tap down to Nash. Free keeps being ripped out by the umpire. The non-controlling umpire gives it to Newcomb. So Hawthorn will get the first clearance. Works the kick out wide. Morrison all on his own. Can wind up. Sends it long. Top of the goal square. Who's going to fly? Maybe or Chol. Well, perfect start for the Hawks. Chol takes an almost uncontested mark. And the Hawks to get the perfect start at the MCG. Thursday night football. Can he go back and nail the goal? That's a shocking free kick, by the way. That shouldn't have been a free kick at all. So Mabior Chol, opportunity to get the first goal of the night. Such a cool, calm, collected character. He comes in and he sneaks it in. Good finish there for Mabior Chol. And the Hawks strike first. A little bit too easy getting up forward, though. Again, I don't think the free kick was there, by the way, but I still think it was very easy for Hawthorn to just work that one forward. So it does seem that Lewis Young has gone to Mabior Chol for the first matchup. Interesting call. He just came into the side late, Lewis Young. So back in the ruck we go. Tap down from Meek. Free kick's been ripped out. Oh, no, hang on. It's just a replay again of the same fucking thing. All right, come on. So a good start for the Hawks. Back in the middle we go. From the clearance, Cripps tries to get it away. Got a dribbling ball straight to De Koning. Was brilliant last week. From outside 50, TDK! Great finish from Tom De Koning. Umpire said it was touched. Taken away from the Blues. I don't know if they're allowed to review this now because the Hawks took a quick kick in. I'll have to look at this again, but he's nowhere near that. Oh. So the score has been called a behind for the Blues. Really unfortunate. That looked like a goal to me. But it is a stoppage here on the commentary side wing. In fact, no, it was called a free kick. So that's why it was taken away. So from the stoppage, Walsh, good tackle on Will Day. It's going to be another stoppage. So repeat stoppages here for the Blues, trying to lock it in, try and keep it in their forward half. Tap down from to Koning. Day immediately tackled. So the Blues trying to lock this in. Obviously fell off. Huge drop off from the Blues last week after a pretty decent start to that game. Meek with the tap. Slap back into Cripps. Now Hewitt wheels around and drives it inside the forward 50 towards the one-on-one. Kemp up against Sicily. Walsh try to tap it away from Morrison, and it's going to be taken out of bounds. So both teams trying to find some space early on. Hawthorn a little bit lucky with the free kick. So it was a free kick against Jack Silvani in the goal square. So both Bruckman miss it. Gets tapped away. Kemperali, brilliant debut for him last week. DeConing taps it on. Cripps. Carlton did it pretty well. They're working it okay here. Cripps over the top of the handball to Fogarty. Amon taken out of bounds. So the Blues putting on a lot of pressure early. See if someone for the Blues can get away at this stoppage. Tap down from Koning over the top of Morrison. He kept it in front of him. Day out the back with a handball. Good smother from Cottrell. Locks it inside the forward 50 for the Blues. So locked inside the Blues forward 50. Koning tried to take it out of the ruck. D'Ambrosio wrapped up. Got a handball away. Pressure on again from the Blues. They're doing very well so far. Just need to find a free man here. So locked in this right forward pocket here for Carlton. TDK tried to push his opponent underneath it. Hewitt almost taken high. Walsh tackled by two Hawks. And it's a free kick ripped out. It's going to go to a Blues player. I believe it's Sam Walsh. Or was it the tackle beforehand? It was to Hewitt. So he was called for a hold there, Hewitt. So he'll get the free kick. Not too far out, about 20 metres out. Not a tough angle. But an opportunity here for Hewitt to get the Blues first. So George Hewitt. Been a really important player for the Blues for the last couple of years since moving from Sydney. He comes in and he kicks it dead straight. So Carlton square it up. So a good finish there from George Stewart. He gets the first goal of the evening for the Blues. So looking at the early touches for this game, Patrick Cripps already had 4 touches trying to lead from the front. He's actually one of only 2 players that have had multiple disposals for either team. So here we go, back in the ruck. Meek with the tap out the back on as far as Chero. Got the handball clear to Cripps. He's looking dangerous early. To Koning. Got a handball away only just. Chero ran after it. Nash hot on his hammer. Got the kick forward. Haynes handballing towards the ground here for Doherty. Great tackle from the Doc, playing in the full team today. Started as the sub, surprisingly, last Thursday. So Meek again tapped it down. Newcomb had it knocked away from him. Cripps on the up to Chero. Got tackled. Dropped it. Play on, calls the umpire. Aim on to Nash. A low dart inside the forward 50 for Chol. Rebounded away from him, Haynes. Looking for the 1-2 with Cowan. Cowan decided to kick it away. Up and under ball. It's a dangerous looking kick. Impey went up. Good mark. Good take from Jarman Impey. Game 200 for him tonight. Sends it inside the forward 50. Out the back. All on his own Hardwick. Sport away from him. Chol with the fumble. On the up here for Young. Fumbled again. Now Sard kicked it away in a dangerous position. Fogarty has to go hard. He did pretty well. Newcomb went in hard. Motlop with the soccer away. Hawthorn have the numbers on the perimeter. Sends it out wide. Good looking kick. And McGuinness takes it in the forward pocket. Opportunity here for Hawthorn to get their second. So McGuinness has been sent forward this year. Had a pretty decent performance against the Swans a couple of weeks ago. Tucked up in the forward pocket here. It's going to be a tough kick for a left footer. So Finn McGuinness. It's going to be a very tough kick. He's going to take it on the right boot. He's hooked it way too far to the left, and I think he snuck it in for a behind. So Adam Saab to take the kick in here for the Blues. Could have gone the MCC. Wing decides to go on the outer. Sends a low ball down the wing. Not a very good kick. And then Jaff takes the mark. First touch for him for 2025. So Jaff sends it long. Had a really good pre-season. And then a nice little block from Ginnivan. Hardwick dropped the sitter. Play onto the call. Wettering wrapped up. Hardwick got a really nice block from a teammate, but Hardwick he's dropped a couple already tonight. So Meek taps it down. Akers picks it up. Broke one tackle, then dropped the footy. Umpire calls play on. Hollands over the top with the handball. Cripps feeds it through nicely. Now they link up the Blues. Motlop longish handball. It was a little bit of a suicidal handball there to Campu. Got immediately tackled. CJ off to Moore. Ducked the head. Got the handball clear. Akers. And it's going to be holding the footy against Dylan Moore. Great pressure from the Blues. So Brody Kemp has it. Outer wing at the moment. The Blues have started really well with the pressure, as you would expect after last week's poor performance. Sends it up the wing. Spoiled from Sicily. Hits the ground now. Jaff got it slapped away from Sicily in the end. Bump on Sicily just using his body weight as Williams spins it inside the forward 50 for Fogarty, but it's going to be a free kick to Weddle. So Weddle wants to go. They want to switch it now to Amon. Top of the defensive goal square. He goes out wide with the kick. It's a long ball. Good mark from McGuinness. So McGuinness at half back. Doesn't really know where to go here, so he's just going to go up the line. It's a nice looking kick. Up went Wiedering, just got a little touch on it and knocks it out of bounds. Right in front of the Hawthorn interchange gate. It's been a very interesting ruck battle so far. Looks like Meek's taking his first rest and Weddle comes in as the second. So Tom de Koning, nice forward handball there to Walsh. Sends it inside the forward 50. 1-2. Kemp couldn't mark it on the third attempt. Battle got a little touch on it. Barras. Now Battle. McKenzie. They link up well here, Hawthorn. Right in front of the MCC members. Back to McKenzie. They're linking up really well here, Hawthorn. D'Ambrosio has it now. Over to McGuinness. Will he go inside? He does. Long to a 2-on-1. Hawthorn's favour. They just have to work it out and Chol takes the mark. Great work there from Hawthorn. They found that 2-on-1 inside the forward 50, and Hardwick did it really well just to shepherd off Wiedering without giving away the free. So not much Wiedering could have done there. It was a brilliant kick. And maybe Chol a chance here for his second goal. Comes in with a little bit of a stutter step. It's a tough kick here for a left footer. He hooks it across the face. Won't make the distance. Haynes is there. Got a little tap onto it and it runs out of bounds. So locked in the right forward pocket here for the Hawks. So both secondary ruckmen in now. Moore coming through dangerously. Couldn't take it cleanly though. Now Hewitt up. Try to get a handball away. Wrapped up immediately. Such a dangerous situation here for the Blues. So many dangerous small forwards could get on the run here for Hawthorn. Tap from Young. Day wrapped up. Just can't break away. Maybe a little bit of a lockdown job there from Hewitt tonight. He's standing against Will Day. Be an interesting matchup, that one. Obviously, Hewitt's done that a lot of his career. Tap down from Young, straight to Walsh. Spun a good 180, then sends it up and under down the wing. CJ had hands on it, couldn't mark battle with the soccer. Lands into the hands of McKenzie. Working it out wide, now the Hawks can go. Ward, off to CJ. He sends it into the forward pocket. Who's going to fly? They got a fist on it there, McGovern. Out of bounds, did it well. So Jarman Impey may be off with an injury at the moment. We'll have to get back to that in a moment. But he went down to try and soccer it. A little bit of a knee-on-knee contact there with Jesse Motlop. Hopefully he's all good. I'm sure he'll be fine. Game 200 for him tonight. Former Port Adelaide player. Such an underrated player for Hawthorn. From the tap down though, McKenzie wrapped up. Had an opportunity to get rid of it. Umpire circles, lets it play on Haynes. Dribble it out the back. Chera, Wiedering, up and under sort of kick. Dangerous opportunity for Hawthorn. Got tapped to ground. Cottrell got the kick away outside the defensive 50. On the bounce, couldn't take it. There was Curnow. Got a good grab onto it though. Try to strike a tackle. He's going to get a free kick for in danger. No, it wasn't a free kick to Sicily. In fact, for a hold. So Sicily, low ball inside the forward 50. Onto the lead, down on his knees. Weddle takes it. Great mark from Josh Weddle. Had a chance to even fumble it and still take it. Took it down low. Hawthorn looking dangerous. So Josh Weddle, bit of a cult figure at the Hawthorn Football Club. Opportunity here to give his team a 7-point lead. He leaves it out to the right. So he was playing as a secondary ruck, hence why he was up in the forward 50 through that play. So McGovern to take the kick in here for the Blues. Just goes into the back pocket, finds Ollie Hollins. He's going to want to drive it up the wing. Looking for Cripps in a one-on-one. Up he goes, good grab. He started strongly, the captain. So Cripps, longish handball for laterally, off to Doherty, who sends it up. Good mark from Barras. Just stood up, leaped, and took a good grab. So now they're looking for the switch of the Hawks. Back inside the defensive 50 to CJ. He goes with a longish ball towards the half-back line. Good mark from Ward, who'll gather it now. Got a couple of options on the inside. Low ball, nice to Newcomb. They want to run and gun here. Battle has a few little... Looking for an option. McDonald linking up nicely with Amon. Over the top to McKenzie. Wasn't a great handball. Sat on top of his head. Now trying to fish it out. There was Ward. He did it well. Back to McKenzie, who just dumps it inside the forward 50. Watson's there. Good spoil. Great work from Akers. A little bit of push and shove in the pocket here. Nick Watson in it. Wiedering goes down. The ball's about to be thrown in here. Carlton better set up. So just under 10 minutes to go in this first term. From a tap down, Young, just out of the grasp of Newcomb. Got a handball, sort of almost a handball. Camperali got it on the left boot. Up and under, up the wing, looking for the one-on-one. Silvani got hands to it, but it trickles out of bounds. Watson's pretty lucky there. He dragged Akers on top of him and his elbow landed right in his neck. So back at the stoppage now. Motlop gives it back to McGovern. Got it back on the left boot. Looks like it'll be a turnover. It is. Good mark from McKenzie in front. He's had a good start to this game. Racking them up a little bit. That's his 5th touch now. So he's about 70 out from goal here, Cam McKenzie. So it looks like he's going to go high and long. Looking for a jump and leap from Weddle. Good spoil from Wiedering. Ginnivan about to get a kick away. Got tackled. Ball up. Finding it difficult here, Hawthorn, to try and find a little bit of free space. But they look dangerous. Weddle with the tap down. Watson coming through. Couldn't get there. Akers smothered his kick. Dylan Moore. Snapping ball towards goal. Ever dangerous Dylan Moore. Snaps through the Hawks second. Have to keep a close eye on this guy when around stoppage. Because he's just going to hurt you. So it's only 8 points to the margin, but it just feels like the Hawks are starting to flex their muscles midway through the first quarter. So back in the middle we go. Meek back in the ruck against TDK. He wins the tap towards Cripps. It runs underneath him. Impey just through his legs. Ward on the up to Meek, who fumbles and bumbles it a little bit. Now Nash. They're still working backwards here, the Hawks. Now Sicily off to CJ. He works it up the wing towards the one-on-one McDonald and Hollins. Hollins did pretty well. Did very well, in fact. So runs centre wing out of side. Ollie Hollins, new role for him this year, playing as a half-back. And he's looked okay last week. Obviously a very tough performance to really judge on, considering majority of the Carlton lineup had a very poor performance. Tap down. Breaking through is Will Day. Shrugged off the tackler. He kicks it inside the forward 50, but it's all Carlton. Lewis Young takes the mark. Bit of breathtaking stuff there from Will Day until the kick. So Young going to send it up the wing once again. High looking for TDK. He goes up. Meek in front. Tapped it down. Nash trying to break a tackle. Good tackle though from Chera. Wasn't letting him go. Just outside the centre square. 7:45 left in this first quarter. Hawthorn have grown into this first quarter of the game though. Tap away. Finds Ward. Got on the left boot. Up and under. In front is McGovern. 1-2. Dropped a sitter. And now the dangerous players for Hawthorn get away. But the free kick goes to McGovern. Big game for him this week, of course. Had a couple of very poor moments against the Tigers last week. So McGovern sends it towards Curnow. Got hands onto it. Battle did well. Akers just happy to take that over the boundary line. So I don't know if you can really expect a lot from Curnow tonight. His first game back for the year. So Gunston, the sub, just directing traffic on the bench at the moment. From the tap down, Chera got a kick away, low dart down the wing, looking for Motlop, trickles past him, goes to the next matchup. May have came off a foot there of Kemp. No, the umpire says it was the knee. So the Blues just getting a little bit of territory at the moment, but Hawthorn have pretty well dominated the last 10 minutes. Tried to take it out of the ruck there was to Koning. Spilled out, found Day. Wrapped up immediately. Tackles from Carlton have been a lot better than last week. I will say that. It's early on, though. Tap down towards Cripps. He got past it. Now Hewitt, 1-2, fumbled. Dangerous. Here go the Hawks. Nash on the up towards Day. They've got numbers here, Hawthorn. Meek links up with McDonald. He's got McGuinness on his left. Decides to drive it long towards Hardwick in a one-on-one. May have been high. Play on. Hits the ground. Chol ran past him. Haynes went in hard. Sits under Chol. Spills out somehow to Moore. He waits a little. Gives it off to McDonald, who snaps it inside the forward 50. Watson goes up. Hits the ground once again. Cripps. Try to do a stiff arm and shrug Moore away. And now Walsh kicks it down the wing. The runner's almost in the way. Hawthorn have numbers. And now Barras. Doesn't really have a lot of options here, so he takes his time. In fact, it's Battle, who sends it long. 2-on-1. Haynes was there, brought it to ground. Free kick's been ripped out. And it's going to go to Carlton. Looking for the advantage here is Hollins. Chera. Low ball, went about 5 metres there to Walsh. On the up, back to Hollins. Here they go, the Blues. They got a couple of options short. He goes long. Barras on the last line did well. Kemp brings it to ground. He's got 3-on-1 here. And Hawthorn work it out through numbers. Do it well. Weddle looked up the wing, saw there was no option, so goes back to Sicily, and he'll drive it up the wing to Koning's there to cut it off. And now TDK sends it inside the forward 50, looking for Curnow. Got hit the ground. Fogarty. Free kick's been ripped out. It's going to go Carlton's way. Hewitt takes the advantage to Cottrell, who takes his time, lines it up, and Carlton got 2. Good finish there from Cottrell. Thought maybe they'd messed it up by playing on, taking the advantage, but Cottrell did it well. So great work from the Blues forwards, especially Brodie Kemp, just bringing that ball to ground and then fighting for it when there was a 3-on-1. He did it really well in the end. So the Blues stay in touch in the late stages of this first term. Tap down towards Walsh, run past him. Hewitt on the up to Cripps, back in front to Walsh. This is better from Carlton, inside the forward 50, not a great looking kick. CJ's handball's a little bit too hot. Doherty over the top to Silvani, had a chance to get rid of it. He did in the end. Cottrell to Akers, great pressure from Hawthorn though. Weren't letting the Blues players break away. In fact, it's going to be a free kick here to Akers for a high. So Blake Akers will get the free kick. It was really good pressure from Hawthorn, but unfortunately the impy tackle just slid a little high. So Akers, opportunity here to get the Blues in front. He's kicked some clutch goals in his career. This one probably not as much of magnitude, but he comes in, he's hooked it left, and he hasn't scored. Hits the point post. So 4.5 minutes left in this first term. So the free kick here it is. Oh, it's against Jaff, in fact. It's a slight high free kick. So Sicily sends it up the wing. Couple of Carlton players there. To Koning went up, couldn't mark, sported it away from his own man, in fact. Sard turned it over to Day, wrapped up immediately by Hollands. So from the tap, Meek just takes it out of there to Newcomb, and now Morrison at the back, drives it up the wing towards the one-on-one. Hardwick put on pressure to get a fist to it. Back to Cripps, that's a throw. Umpire! Oh, I was going to say, fucking hell. That was 100% a throw. Patrick Cripps knows it. Gives the free kick away to Newcomb. So it goes short to Amon. They went about 5 metres. And Carlton were hot on it. Did it well. Silvani gets it back here from Cottrell. Says to drive it long, which he does. Towards Kemp in the one-on-one. Weddle was in front. Did it really well there. Josh Weddle keeps it in. And then kicks it away out on the full. Not a smart play there from Josh Weddle. Probably should have just taken it out. So it's a good free kick going to go to Patrick Cripps. He's been brilliant in this first quarter. He plays on. He's going to drive it inside the forward 50, a little bit lower towards Curnow. He got hands to it out the back. Fogarty, little tap away to Hewitt. On the up to Akers. Snaps, great smother. Coming across there, Jaff saved a certain goal. So aim on to bring it in. He'll send it up the wing. On the commentary side, 2-on-2. De Koning's there. Too good, too tall. So De Koning runs his arc, sends it inside the forward 50. Will Silvani fly? He goes, tapped on it there from Curnow. Cleared by Amon. It's going to go wide. And two. Oh, it hit the line, I think. It landed in. You can see it at the line. Umpire was right there. So it was touched off the boot. That's why they were just conferring with each other, the umpires there. It wasn't called deliberate. It's out of bounds. So back in the ruck. I've liked TDK in this first quarter. Tap there from Akers to Chera. Try to get it back up to Akers. It only lands to Doherty. Wrapped up by McDonald. And Ginnivan as well. On the point of the square, Carlton side. Ball up. 2:53 left in this first quarter. Carlton have been very good. Keeping up a lot of the pressure and keeping in touch with the Hawks. Tap down from De Koning. Straight to Chera. Has some space. Sends it high and long. Hawthorn have numbers here. Weddle got a fist onto it. Smacks it to safety. Great pressure from both teams. Just said on the commentary there, this is the 4th highest pressure quarter from Hawthorn in 10 years. Just shows that they're up for the fight tonight as well. D'Ambrosio wrapped up by Silvani. Can't get it out of there. But Carlton are definitely up for the fight. Koenig smashes Meek out of the way, then gets tackled. Ball spills now to Walsh, fumbled it. D'Ambrosio dove on it. Dangerous. Didn't get it out. Eventually Nash did. Ward on the up to Sicily. Last line of defence. Drives it high and long outside the defensive 50. Wiedering got a fist onto it. Sends it back inside. Bad bounce there for Fogarty on the up. Turned it over to Newcomb. Clearing ball. But the Blues have numbers. Haynes gets the free. So Nick Haynes, a game to forget in his first one in Blues colours. He'd want to respond this week. So Haynes sends it high towards the one-on-one in Curnow. Battle out the back of the... Smacked it down. Amon, D'Ambrosio. They link up here. The Hawks through the middle. Nash. Off to Morrison. They got numbers aplenty here, Hawthorn. Off to McGuinness. He can send it inside the forward 50. Great spoil there from Hollands. Had to make it and he did. Ginnivan. Still dangerous here, Hawthorn. Chol over the top to McGuinness. Snapping it. High and wide. Great scrambling defence there from the Blues. Ollie Hollands did it well. He's down in defence as a rebounder this year, Hollands, but he still has to keep his defensive attributes in line and did that brilliantly. Long kick up the wing, couldn't mark. Cottrell got tackled immediately by Morrison. Ball up. Silvani got a little bit of a limp up here on the wing. He's been sent forward tonight after the late out of Harry Mackay. Meek with the tap. Newcomb on the up to Ward. He went to go handball, then decided to put on his left boot. Up and under towards Chol. Did well! Chol looking dangerous. Takes a good mark. Pushed Lewis Young out of the way. Took an uncontested grab. He's already had 2 shots at goal so far, Chol. He's kicked 1 goal. 1 didn't make the distance. Opportunity here to get his second. 45-degree angle. He'll kick it from just inside the forward 50. It comes in. He's hooked it to the right. Will it come back? Hits the post. Halfway up. Hawthorn up by 2 points late in the first quarter. .32 seconds left. Short kick from Sard finds Haynes. I think the Blues will be pretty happy with a 2-point deficit at quarter time. So Haynes sends it up the wing. Curnow just overrun it a little. Ball spills now to Amon. Handball over the top to McDonald. He'll send it long. Blues have the numbers here. Haynes should mark. Did well there, Nick Haynes. Lowered his colours last week. He's done well so far. So this should be the quarter time scoreline. Except something crazy happens here. Haynes sends it up the wing as the siren sounds at the MCG. A better start, it seems, here from the Blues. Still down by 2 points at the opening break. At quarter time, Hawthorn lead it 2-3-15 to Carlton 2-1-13. All right. So here's the stats looking at quarter time. 10 disposals to Patrick Cripps. He's been the best for the Blues so far. Pretty well by far, I would say. Hawthorn, Josh Ward and Amon both with the 9. 7 to Newcomb, Sicily with the 6 along with Jaff. Looking at the fantasy scores. De Koning top of the table with the 39. He's been good so far. Newcomb with the 38. Ward with the 29 along with Hewitt. And Walsh and Chera both with 28 and 27. So that's pretty much it so far. If I had to pick a best player in the first quarter, Patrick Cripps is probably up there for me. I've liked Newcomb and Sicily in this first quarter as well on Hawthorn's end. And Tom De Koning as well. I think he's definitely done well in that ruck contest up against Lloyd Meek in the first quarter. I'm just going to get a quick drink, guys. God, it's my back, my back. So players are starting to move back into their position for the second quarter. Blues did have a good start against the Tigers last week, so you can't really take that first quarter into too much account, but it was a solid start. So players are starting to move back into position now. So Hawthorn lead it by 2 points going into the second quarter. Can the Blues keep up their hot pressure from the first term? So back in the ruck we go. Tom de Koning with the tap. Slapped away from him by Day, who'll get out the front of the stoppage here. On his left boot. High inside the forward 50. Towards Hardwick. Good spoil there. Somehow from McGovern. Free kick's been called though. It's going to go to Hardwick. So for the perfect start here for Hawthorn in the second quarter. So Hardwick comes in straight in front, not much angle. So perfect start for Hawthorn in the second quarter. Hardwick kicks it straight through. So it looks like it may start to rain here. So that'll be interesting which team that does favour. I'd probably say it's Carlton because Hawthorn want to get it run and gun on the outside. So neither ruckman get the tap. Newcomb just slapped it out the back to Nash. Snapping it towards half forward. Watson was there. Spoiled to ground. Moore looking for a high one. Hollins did well to tackle it, but worked it forward. Ginnivan off to Watson. Nice little link-up play there from Hawthorn. And it's the Wizard who kicks his first. Two quick ones from Hawthorn. They start to break away. Got a bit lucky. But it's three small forwards who combine. Moore to Ginnivan to Watson. So we're back in the middle. Hawthorn with a hot start to the second term. Meek with the tap. Soccering it forward here is Nash. Almost to his own advantage. Couldn't gather it though. Hollins the other way. Tapped it to Hewitt. Slicing kick there to Doherty. Gathered it on the bounce. Towards half forward. Went up there. Kemp almost unopposed. Just ran underneath it. Battle to Meek. Sicily. And away go Hawthorn again. Day. Good tackle from Hewitt. Stopped their run forward. But Hawthorn have numbers. Sicily just got a kick onto it. Blues can maybe get away here. Williams wrapped up, threw it away. Great tackle from Morrison. Clearing ball forward for Hawthorn. Gathered well by McGuinness. Works the kick out wide to Moore. He's usually a good user inside the forward 50. And look at the kick. So the lead up of Nick Watson. The quality of Hawthorn starting to shine through. Great kick there from Dylan Moore. Great use here. Just a smart kick across his body to the lead up of Nick Watson. So he comes in, he runs a bit of an arc, kicks it inside the forward 50, and he kicked it to where he ran and sneaks it through for a behind. So McGovern to take the kick in here. Goes up the wing towards the one-on-one. Going back with the fly. Great mark there from Newcomb. He's been good in that first quarter. Started the second quarter nicely. Just goes with the kick to Battle about 15 metres. To Josh Battle. He's going to send it high. Just inside the forward 50. Blues have the numbers here. Hardwick in front, couldn't get there. Ginnivan on the up to Hardwick, was too hot for him. Hardwick was tackled. De Koning out the back, missed his teammate in Wiedering. Camperali gets there, sends it on the boot. It's a bit of a torpedo up the wing. Numbers here with Curnow, good grab. Got the kick away just in time. He's called play on. Silvani realised he couldn't mark it, so just spoiled it forward to space. Battle, tapped it towards the boundary line. Silvani did really well. Up against 2-on-1. Did well to just break even. From the tap. From Meek, Hewitt on the up to Doherty, just put it on the boot, on the inside to Motlop who fumbled, and now Hawthorn have numbers through the middle. Impey on the up to McGuinness, fumbled, but they had time to gather it to Jaff. He's about to get tackled, spun, got the handball away to Day. Somehow they're just one step ahead, Hawthorn. Jaff to Barras, now Battle on the left boot, towards Jaff in a one-on-one. Akers went back, couldn't mark it, got a handball away. CJ's there, hot on the pressure. Williams, handball out to Cottrell. Finally, a little bit of space for the Blues. Sends it towards the 50. Great looking ball for McGovern. Gives off the handball to Curnow, who goes towards the top of the goal square. One-on-one. Kemp marks. And he gets the free. So Brody Kemp will get the free kick. It was definitely there. Impey did everything he could, but unfortunately just couldn't get there in time. And Kemp snaps the goal. So the Blues get their first of the second term. Keep in touch. How you doing, Mark? What are you up to tonight? So back in the middle we go. De Koning with the tap. Through the legs of Day. Found a Hewitt, but he handballed it and almost turned it over. In fact, he did. Newcomb, great pickup. Handball on the inside to Day. Tried to body line. It was Cowan. Did well on the up. And the Blues will break the other way to Sard, who takes a bounce. Trying to track him down is McDonald, but Sard's too quick. Sends it long towards the one-on-one. Marks it, Williams. Plays on. That's great stuff from Carlton. Great work from the Blues. That's what the Carlton faithful want to see. 2 quick goals in a minute, and they're back within 3 points. Big win on the wing here from George Hewitt. He won that footy and just got off to Sard, who went on for a bit of a run. Straight through the middle of the MCG. Sard's kick was brilliant to the advantage of Williams, who could just run into the open goal. So back in the middle we go. Mackenzie wrapped up by 2 Blues. The pressure's still there from Carlton. Tap down, Hewitt, got a handball clear somehow to Cherry, got tackled, just got a kick away towards centre half forward. Jaff couldn't mark, dove on top of it, may have been in the back. Umpire calls for play on. Doherty somehow got out of there and let the ball go, tackled without it. Umpire gives him a little bit of a reprieve and a ball up. So throws it back up to Koning. Tap down, miss Curnow. Chera running through. Watson did it well. Handball forward to McDonald. Gathered it off the turf. Tackled immediately. Oh, that tackle didn't look great for McDonald. We'll have to get back to that in a moment. Mackenzie got the kick inboard. Found Ambrosio. And now they've got run on the outside here, the Hawks. Kick over the top to Newcomb. Has all the time in the world to gather. Find an option. The kick inside towards the one-on-one. And great work from Cottrell. Had to mark that one, Cottrell, in the one-on-one against the dangerous Moore. And took it well. Kick up the wing. It's a nice looking ball. Drop the mark there. Williams has to get up quickly and get it. Little soccer off the turf. Did it well to Chera. Just a tumble punt forward towards Motlop. Dropped it. Quick back to get it. Did well Fogarty. On to Chera. Another tumble punt forward here for Carlton. Hawks have numbers. Battle gathered. Handball over the top. And Barras happy to see it out. So McDonald's coming off the ground. As I said a moment ago, his foot twisted in the tackle. We just have to quickly look at this. His ankle nearly collapsed. He did grab for it. Hopefully he's okay. We've already seen a couple of tackles like that throughout the first couple of weeks of the season. Of course, dangerous injuries. I think he's okay. He's coming off with a trainer, maybe not so great. The sub at the moment is Jack Gunston. He's going straight down to the rooms here, Connor McDonald. So maybe not great signs at all. And immediately Jack Gunston is starting to do some run-throughs. DeConing tapped. D'Ambrosio wrapped up. Got a handball clear. Day gathered it well. Kicked up the wing. Numbers here with Carlton. Haynes kept it in front of him. Did it well. Now shake and bake here from Chera. Then dropped it. Great pressure there from the Hawks. So McKenzie gets the free kick. The kick inside. Great work from DeConing. Cut it off. Doherty, kick over the top to Motlop. Does he want to go? He does. They're working inside the forward 50. And Silvani, dropped an absolute sitter. Gathered it. Snapped on goal. Will he get the right bounce? It goes high. Battle last line at defense. Touched it, I believe. So they believe it's touched off the boot from Silvani as well as touched on the line. So we'll have to check both. So the ball was touched on the goal line, so that's all they need to see. What on there from Josh Battle. Cut it off. Silvani could have had a pretty easy set shot at goal. Dropped a sitter of a mark and then mucked up the shot on goal from the snap. So Sicily to take the kick in here for Hawthorn. He's looking around. He's going to send it up the outside wing. No, low kick. It's actually going to work. Really nice option there to Newcomb. He's had a really good start to this game. Low ball to McKenzie. They want to go for a run here. Had a handball option there. Didn't give it. So just holds it up. So they're looking to go switch it now. Out the back to Sicily, who drives it up the wing on the commentary side to Battle. Couple of options short. He's going to have to drive it long though. High ball, looking for more, going back with the fly. Should be a free kick to Nash. Got taken out in the marking contest, Connor Nash. Opportunity to get Hawthorn to get a reply. So Connor Nash, to give back his Hawks another 8-point lead, runs a long arc. He'll hook back. Is it going to come back enough? No. Awkward run up, I'll say that. Missing some opportunities, Hawthorn, in this second term. So Wiedering. In the back 50. Sends it up the wing. 3-on-3. Curnow is there. Sicily went for the spoil. Missed it. Williams. In fact, it's Kemperali. Got a handball away. Stays in bounds only momentarily. So, right in front of the MCC members. Both the secondary ruckman in now. In fact, one of them's Patrick Cripps. I don't know about that option. Bounces in front of Weddle. Cripps trying to break through a tackle. Did a good, nice handball out to Doherty. On the left boot, up the wing. got hands to it there. Akers, but couldn't take it. Camperali read it well. Sends it long towards Silvani. Barras just missed the mark. Can Morrison get there? He did really well there, Harry Morrison. Silvani's given away the free. Morrison had to get there. If he didn't, he would have scored it. It would have been an easy goal there for Silvani. So now Morrison. Up the wing looking for Chol. Day is there, got hands, brings it to ground. Newcomb over the top to Chol, fumbled. Then Hollands, wrapped up by Chol, got a kick away somehow. Hewitt, now Young. Tumble punt towards centre half forward for Curnow, couldn't mark. Sicily fumbled, then bumbled, then Akers went to ground, should get a free kick. Amon, in fact, it was a trip against Sicily, I believe. So Blake Akers, he's a long way out. Will he go for it? So now Akers, he's going to set up to the top of the goal square. Hawthorn have the numbers. Sicily got a tap onto it out wide. Ward gathered it, got a kick away. Dribbling it outside the defensive 50 for Ginnivan. Did it well to tap it forward. Hardwick just sees that out of bounds. 10:30 still left in the second quarter. Blues within 3 points. Tap down. Trying to get there. Did well there. Curnow. Tackle. Dropped it. Gone. So a free kick's going to go to Newcomb. Another free kick to Hawthorn. Newcomb just been best on the ground in this first half. So he sends it up the wing. 2-on-2. Wiedering gets there. Good grab. Been hardly sighted tonight, Jacob Wiedering, with his intercept play. Broke away just then to get there just in time for the Blues. So Haynes just goes laterally. He finds McGovern. Kick up the ground, finds Motlop just outside the centre square. Defensive side. Just a little bit slow here. He's got an option in the middle of the ground in Cowan. Decides to go laterally on the outer side to Wiedering. Further wide. So Carlton just taking the slow approach here. They don't want to bomb long. So Camperali sends it up the wing again. Walsh did well there. McKenzie in front. Hardwick took the tackle. Now McKenzie up against Hewitt. It spills out to Cripps. Back to Doherty. Sends it inside the forward 50. Newcomb's there against Curnow. He gets a high one. Curnow just a little bit unlucky there. Went for the tackle and just got a hand over the shoulder. So now Newcomb on the left bird up the wing. Numbers here with Carlton. Good mark from Young. So Carlton want to send this one back in. They need to, if they can get another goal here, they'll take an unlikely lead. So up and under once again, looking for Curnow. 2-on-1 went to ground. And Hardwick cuts it off. And 50 metres against Motlop. Looks like he ran over the mark. Tough decision, that one. So Connor McDonald coming back to the bench now. I'll let you guys know if there's any sort of bad injury concern. Meanwhile, Hawthorn have the footy working inside the forward 50. Great spoil from Haynes. Looked like Dylan Moore had his name written all over it. Just got there in time. And now the Blues can work forward. Doherty has an option out the back. It's Curnow. Does he have enough on it? Battle. Got a spoil onto it. Did well. Saved a certain goal. Still dangerous signs here for Hawthorn though. Sicily taps it up to Meek. Tackle. Gone. Has to be rewarded, and he is. Kemp took the advantage. No, the umpire says no. Carlton's still trying to take the advantage here. Sam Walsh, umpire's not having it. Great pressure from Carlton. It looked like Hawthorn were just about to break away, but Lloyd Meek was not the handball option and threw it away. So it looked like Sam Walsh kicked the goal, but the umpire didn't call for play on. So it's Jack Silvani now to give Carlton the lead for the first time tonight. So Jack Silvani's been training his whole pre-season down back after having all of 2024 ruled out through injury. He's back in his old playing grounds up forward to give his team the lead. He kicks it! He sneaks it in. The Blues are in front. By a coat of paint, the Blues take the lead. Jesus, that was close. Carlton on top at the moment. If Hawthorn didn't kick 3 goals from centre stoppage, they'd be way behind in this game. So Carlton, definitely the more dominant team. And now coming through the front of the clearance through Cripps. Socketed forward for Fogarty. Great gather. Back to the captain. Got a handball away only just to Akers on the left boot. Sends it into the pocket. Kemp gathered it. Sicily tried to keep him boundary side. Hooks the ball inside this kick. Morrison on the up to Amon. Usually a good decision maker and user, finds Josh Ward. So they can take a breath here, Hawthorn. They've been well beaten in the second half, in the last 10 minutes by the Blues. Tried to get a kick away, was touched. Spoiled away and finds Cottrell. Sends a spiral inside. Barras couldn't mark. Impey went underground. That could be a free. Play on. Handled it away. Rushed behind. Fucking hell, I'm fucking up the scoreboard. Sends it up the wing, couldn't mark. Morrison slapped it back the other way. McGovern fumbled. Numbers here with Carlton though. Hollins handballed over the top towards Walsh. Nash immediately tackles him. Ball up. 6.5 minutes left in this first half. Carlton have been up for the fight so far. Back in the ruck we go. Cameraman, for some reason, is it fucking Patrick Cripps and it trickles out of bounds. Forward side of the wing, out of sight here for the Blues. Up by 4 points. Tap down. DeConing did well. Hewitt missed the handball back to Chera. Has to go back and fight for it. Did well. Hewitt wrapped up by Nash. Did well. Spills out. 6:15 left in this first half. Curnow still trying to work into this game. So McDonald has been subbed out. Does mean Jack Gunston is into the game. If you don't know, his leg got caught in a tackle, McDonald, earlier in the second term. So it's really unfortunate news there for the youngster. Back at the game, Gunston's about to get his first touch. Handball forward towards Chol, but Young sees it out. So back in the ruck, DeConing with the tap. He's been good tonight. Newcomb immediately wrapped up by Cripps and Hewitt. Ball up. So the game comes to a bit of a standstill. Carlton have kicked the last 3 goals. Free kick's going to go to Patrick Cripps. As the jeers ring around the MCG. Had a brilliant first quarter, Patrick Cripps. Hasn't seen a lot of it in this second term. Kick inside to Saad, who fumbled but marked it in the end. And then goes for a run. Doesn't really have a lot of plan about it, but eventually sends it forward. Good mark down low there from Hardwick. So Hardwick laterally finds Josh Battle at centre half back. Back to Hardwick. Hawthorn trying to get a bit of run into the game now. but they're only working backwards here. Sicily. Up the wing for McKenzie. Chera touched it somehow. And now McGovern up forward here for Williams. Did well to cause a contest. Hits the ground. Chera handballing, finds Williams. Sends it inside the forward 50. Out the back, Silvani got a touch to it. Couldn't mark it. Battle. And Barras tackle. Maybe high. Got a bit lucky there. Cottrell did have his head down though. Umpire says, give it to me. About 25 metres out straight in front of Carlton's goal. About to be red time. TDK with the tap. Socket by the other direction. Only as far as Camporali. To Chera. Stand, start, finish! Blues are up by 10. And they're showing something tonight. Against the undefeated Hawks. Did well here, Camporali. Really showed good composure there, the kid. He was one of the few good performers last week for the Blues. Did this really well. He could have snapped on his unpreferred left. Decided to give it to the senior player in Chera, who finished nicely. 10-point lead. So just ticked into red time in the second quarter. After Hawthorn kicked two quick ones early in the second term, it's been all Carlton. 666 infringement given away for Hawthorn, so that's just a warning. If the Blues could maybe either keep this margin or get it even further out, what a great first half from Carlton. From the tap down, Hewitt, he'll get the clearance forward towards the 50 for Sicily and one-on-one against Cottrell. Spills out the back of camp. Cottrell should gather. He gathered it okay in the end. Snaps it towards the central. Ball bounces to Williams. On the up, Motlop missed it. CJ went for a clearing ball. Didn't look. Got lucky. Found McKenzie. Can Hawthorn go on the rebound now? The kick over the top. Watson marks. Had to slow up though. So now Watson holds it up. Just going to send it high towards about 2-on-1 here. Stands in front. Good mark from McGovern. Great mark from McGovern. Sends it down the line. Good kick to Akers. There's one free man for Hawthorn out the back. It seems like it's going to be going to him. If they talk, did well, Curnow. 3-on-1, brought it to ground. Cripps dug it out of there somehow. Hewitt. Further free kick's been called, hang on, from the umpire. And Cripps has given away the free kick, and he is angry about it. So, Impey. Just goes short to Sicily. Wasn't paid the 15, so sends a low ball up the wing for McKenzie. Spills out of bounds. So Cripps just coming off the ground. Don't know if he'll get one more run at the half or not. DeConning with the tap. Slapped it on there, Akers, and Walsh sees it out. So 3 minutes left. Tap down from Meek, slapped back into traffic there from Ward, but turned it over to Koning. Over the top to Akers, got a handball clear somehow. Motlop stepped through one, then dropped the footy. Akers went down, missed the football. Now Impey on the up to Ward, who immediately gets tackled by Hewitt. Just outside the forward 50 for the Blues. They get another one. It would be almost dream time for Carlton in this first half. Slapped away with McKenzie. Chera to Cowan. Got a kick away. Went straight up in the air. 3 Carlton players fight for it. Spills to Cowan. Tumbling inside the forward 50. Sicily looking for the free. And it runs out of bounds in the forward pocket here for the Blues. So Meek in the ruck up against De Koning. He's been really good in this first half, TDK. Can he get dangerous? Ball spills out the back. Motlop looking for it. Couldn't get there. Now off the ground. Jesse Motlop with a little chip shot. If you don't mind. Carlton up by 16. They've kicked the last 5. And they are looking dangerous. Maybe ready to cause an upset. It's a bit early. But the Blues look good. He's been good in this second term. Jesse Motlop looking dangerous. Causing concerns for the Hawthorn defence. And finally hits the scoreboard. Led it by 16 points right now. They are the dominant team. 2.5 minutes left. Hawthorn have to hold up. So it looks like this may be a score review. Oh, it's hit the post. Well, it's a good call. They had to recall it. It's hit the post on the way through there from Jesse Motlop, so it will be a behind. So they get a bit lucky there, the Hawks. 11 points the margin. Battle will take the kick in. Sends it up the wing, looking for the one-on-one. Brought to ground by Young. Numbers here with Hawthorn. D'Ambrosio, handball at the back, missed. Jath runs out of bounds inside the Blues forward 50. So can the Blues get one back here? De Koning tapped it down. Walsh got a kick away somehow. Two-time De Koning. Handball on the up to Motlop. Quick give, miss Hewitt. Spills out to Cottrell. Got boots of ball. Dribbling into chaos. And now the Hawks can break away. Moore. And now Day. They link up brilliantly here, Hawthorn. The kick up. They've got space to Penty. And finds Watson over the top. All on his own is Hardwick, who holds up. Against the run of play, can Hardwick kick his second? In a flash, Hawthorn go from defense to offense. And an opportunity now to get back within 5 points. So Blake Hardwick. He's been up forward tonight. Comes in. He's left it out to the right. But he sneaks it in. Good finish there from Blake Hardwick. Hawks creep back late. So back in the middle we go. Can Hawthorn break in front now? Opportunity. McKenzie just socketed it forward to space. Who gets there first? Akers did pretty well. Great pickup in the conditions. Then got a handball away. Only just Walsh shepherds it for space here for Hewitt. Tumbling up the wing. This kick misses Motlop. Impey. Happy to see it out. Ticked under a minute. Blues would still love to hold the lead going into halftime. They had a goal taken away from them a few moments ago from Motlop. It snicked the post. And Hawthorn went down the other end and kicked one in reply. About 65 out here from the Blues goal. Tap down, Mackenzie. Wrapped up, let it go. Sock it off the ground there by Day. Up the wing, it tumbles, it bumbles, and rolls out. And the umpire calls insufficient intent. He kicked that through 6 legs and somehow still found the boundary line, and that was insufficient. Okay. Anyway, Wiedering sends it towards the 50. All on his own is Curnow. Got a fist on it was Meek. High Day. There's a late chance here for the Hawks if Day wants to go. He goes back to Weddle. Short to Mackenzie. It looks like the Hawks are pretty content with having only a 5-point deficit at the break. So Mackenzie sends it up the wing. He's looking for Meek. DeConing in front, couldn't mark. Watson on the up, did well to Gunston. He's snapping it forward, but turned it over. 8 seconds. Does Chera want to go? Opportunity here for the Blues. Long ball, missed the kick. Weddle did well. Watson went to ground, but the siren will sound. Half time, the Blues, after a couple of a little bit unfortunate calls from the umpire, taking 2 goals away from them, they still hold the lead at the main break. Carlton, 6-4-40, lead the Hawks, 5-5-35. We'll be back, guys, in about 20 minutes with the second half. G'day, guys. Welcome back to a new episode of the Boundary Riders podcast, episode 105. A lot to talk about today with the Oh, hang on a minute. All right, we're back in the second half. G'day, guys. Welcome back to a new episode of the Boundary Riders podcast, episode 105. A lot to talk about today. With the conclusion of round 1, we have a lot of topics, including one of the worst suspensions I think I've seen in the last few years. Other news, of course, AFL fantasy chat. So let's not waste any more of your time. Let's roll the intro and get straight into it. Welcome to the Boundary Riders podcast, your one-stop shop for all your AFL content needs. He looks at his options. And Jack Ginnivan says, boys, you brought me to the club to do justice! But this guy has flog written all over him. From a tap down, Reed sprints away from Petrarca, leaves him in his wake, takes a second bounce, takes a third. The sheer arrogance of Harley Reid. Finish the job, young man! So let's get into the footy news from the week that was. So guys, as you can tell, my brother's not here today. I don't really know how many more episodes he'll be able to do at the moment. Just seems like he's got a lot of work stuff going on, so that's more than fine. He will be here for his weekly segment of the betting, so get excited for that one. That just comes straight after the tips and the preview to round 1. But let's get into some AFL chat throughout the weekend. So first of all, interesting news topic to come through was the fact that round 1 had the most amount of supporters attend ever in AFL history. They had 431,505 people go to the AFL over the weekend. So that's really great signs for the AFL as a whole. People who say the game is dead, I think they're just stupid. It shows that the game is not as popular. It shows that it is so much popular than it once was. I think the game is as exciting as it has ever been, in my opinion. I know there are some things that do piss people off, umpiring, the suspension, which we'll get, some suspensions, which we'll get to in a moment, but overall the round was great. There were a couple of floggings, which weren't really the greatest, but I think a lot of it had to do with opening round, or maybe not a lot of it, but there were definitely points of opening round having issues with the games itself. But of course, we started with a great game, Richmond v Carlton, a massive crowd to see one of the biggest upsets we've ever seen. Some people are calling it the worst loss that Carlton have had in 30 years. I'd be up there in saying that. They got smashed in that second half. They became one of the most terrified teams I've ever seen. We were watching it live on the channel, and it was a bloodbath in that second half. Carlton was so scared of going near the football. And you got to think as well, with the most attended round ever, we had a game between Melbourne and the Giants at the MCG that had 23,000 at it, which didn't look very good on the screen. So to have that game involved in round 1 and to still have the highest attended round in AFL ever, I think that's brilliant. Speaking of the Richmond-Carlton game, great news for Richmond fans. Sam Lawler in round 1 gets the first Rising Star nomination of the year. I'm not too surprised. I think there were some other candidates. We had Xavier Lindsay, Levi Ashcroft, Murphy Reid in those 10 minutes was brilliant. Max Hall as well for St Kilda was very good. We saw a couple of others as well who shined bright, but Sam Lawler, I think he set the tone right in the first game of the year. Well, first game for them anyway, first game of round one, and he did brilliantly. Looking at the stats that he had 18 touches, 8 score involvements, 2 goals, got them in front in that game. He was brilliant and looks like a future star. Obviously very, very early on, but very good performance from him, and hopefully he can just continue that. I mean, I know a lot of people in the... I don't think he was really one of the favourites to win the Rising Star at the start of the season or going into the future markets. But, I mean, right now, you'd have to put him up there. I know he's playing for a team that's probably going to struggle this year. But, I mean, if he can average around 15 to 20 touches, average nearly a goal a game, I think he could very well win it. The players around him, it shows how good the draft was. I mean, Max Hall wasn't even picked in the top 30, I don't believe, and he's really performed well. But then you got the top draftees. Ashcroft was brilliant. He could have also won the Rising Star. Murphy Reed, I don't think he would have won it this week, but he had a really good 10-minute patch and looks pretty dangerous up forward for Fremantle. Was touted as a very good midfielder who could kick goals. So Fremantle got a genuine star in the making there. And Xavier Lindsay, a player that really wasn't talked about a lot outside of the four walls of Melbourne in the pre-season. Didn't really have the greatest pre-season games, but when it came to round one, boy did the kid shine. So another great option. And then there's others that some didn't even get to play in round one. Some started as a sub, looking at Draper and Langford. And I mean, if they can just start playing into the game, we saw how good Draper was in the pre-season, and he was pretty good in the second half in the Crows game. So I think a lot of those top draftees in the previous draft will be getting Rising Star nominations throughout the year. And it could actually be a very close race to see who wins the Rising Star, because we've seen in previous years, usually it's only one player. One player gets the Rising Star, and it's kind of like, oh, who cares? We don't really need to see who wins it. But there could actually be a genuine conversation this year as to who is the outright winner. So we'll have to wait and see on that front. Now on some sad news on Gold Coast point of view. Unfortunately, Charlie Ballard in the massive win, their record-breaking win for the Suns, it's been confirmed that he's done his ACL. That's really unfortunate. He's one of the really good players for them. He's such an unsung hero for the Gold Coast. So I'm really sad to see that for them. He's such a good player. Maybe if they make finals, I mean, it was a really good performance against the Eagles. If they could make finals, maybe he makes it in a miracle return. But it seems very unlikely. And it's a player that it's going to be hard to replace for the Suns, because Ballard, if you don't really watch many Gold Coast games, you probably don't know much about him, but he is one of the best defenders in the game, I think, at the moment, Charlie Ballard. And and one of them that nearly beats him probably is Sam Collins, another defender at the Suns. So we'll see how that plays out. Hopefully he can make a full recovery sooner rather than later. Maybe a finals return. I doubt that, but we'll just have to wait and see. And then on Essendon, just want to quickly point out a couple of injuries from their game in the weekend. Jordan Ridley will be out with the 1 week for the concussion at this stage. That is good news. And Carl Langford looks like it's not a serious hamstring, but it is going to keep him out for at least a month, up to 6 weeks. So that really limits Essendon's score. Now that Clark's going to be out for over a month, really sad news there for Bombers fans. But I want to talk about this interview that happened over today as we're recording this, from Ken Hinkley. So if you don't know, Ken Hinkley over the week, they obviously got smashed on Saturday by Collingwood by over 90 points. And then had his weekly interview in South Australia. A lot of the journalists were asking him questions like, oh, did you hear the interview? Did you hear the comments from Kane Corns on the Channel 7 show? I can't even fucking remember what it's called. Or on a bunch of like pundits, media pundits, I guess you could call them, on SEN, like David King, calling for Ken Hinkley to potentially step aside now and let Josh Carr officially take over early. And I thought it was very interesting the way he responded. I actually kind of liked the way he responded. So a bunch of journalists asked him all these questions, basically trying to bait him into confirming or denying the comments from the David Kings and the Kane Cornses. And he basically said, do you have a question to ask me, or are you just going to ask me things that have been said in the media from different media pundits? And all the journos were like fucking chewing down their fingernails, pissing themselves in their seats, because they didn't actually have their own actual questions to ask Ken Hinkley. They were too scared to ask them, which I think is very interesting, because Granted, I think a lot of people would like to know that. I get it. But also, you can ask your own questions or you can frame it in your own way rather than saying, oh, did you hear what Kane Corn said? Did you hear what David King said? You sound like a fucking bitch. Just ask him yourself. Do you think the players are confused? Do you think that there's an issue here? A lot of people are talking about it, I know. But my question to you is, Ken, are you going to be here towards the end of the season? Do you still want to coach this team until the end of the year? And he just went back at them and said, are you going to ask me a question or are you going to be a little pussy bitch? I loved it. But on Port Adelaide themselves, very poor performance against Collingwood. Look, even though, yes, we're all excited about how Richmond played on the weekend and, brilliant there, smash Carlton, fuck Carlton, all that sort of bullshit. End of the day, I think Port Adelaide will come out with a fire in their belly and they'll beat up on Richmond a little bit on the weekend. I think that Richmond, I can't see them doing that again. I mean, they could very well, if they bring that pressure every single week, that will be a good team to watch, which is, I think, all we can really ask for as AFL fans. If they can bring that, most weeks, I'd be happy with that. But I do think that it's going to be, I think they had a huge amount of we're getting talked, people are telling we can't even win a game. We're going to come out and show everyone how good we are. I think that is going to fade a little bit quickly for the Tigers. So I think Port Adelaide will come out this week, have a pretty convincing win against Richmond. We talk about, I get to the tips obviously later, but I guess that's one I just spoiled for you. I think Port Adelaide will respond. I don't know how the succession plan is going to work very well for Port Adelaide. It's too early to tell. One thing I will say though, Dan Houston, oh my God, Port Adelaide gave absolute, they had to ask for more. I'm sorry. Maybe this will be like a future trade that we look back on, like a Chris Judd, Josh Kennedy trade. Maybe we look back at it like that. For the time being, Carlton probably won it because they got a star player, Chris Judd. But, in 10 years' time, West Coast potentially probably won that trade because they got a guy who won Coleman medals. They won premierships with the guy, was arguably one of the best West Coast key forwards in their history. So you could look at it both ways. Maybe that's something that we look at and we look at the players like they picked up from those draft picks like Joe Berry. Maybe he becomes a future star. We don't know. But right now, fuck, they asked for unders, bro. They should have asked for so much more. Now, I understand that Kane Corns is sitting there flogging him off, talking about how great a player he is. But if this is like the first real time you get to see Dan Houston, because now he's playing at the biggest club in the game, and not playing for a South Australian team that you only see maybe once or twice a year, at most. He is a very good player. There's a reason why he's been a dual Australian. He's not just there to make up numbers at halfback. He is a very good player. He's a great user. He's a good defender. He will run all day. He's a great decision maker. He's a good leader. I don't know what else to say. He's a very good player. And Collingwood got an absolute fucking steal. Now, yes, they got rid of Joe Richards to go there as well. But again, maybe down the track we'll see that this will be working out for Port Adelaide as well. But right now, they asked for way too many unders. They should have, at the very least, you got to ask for more. At the worst, you tell him to stay because he was contracted. But, it is round one. It is the end of round one. So, every single person is overreacting. Carlton are going to finish bottom. Richmond, potential premiers. Sam Lawler for the Brownlow. All the overreactions are coming through. So, bear with me. But let's move on. I want to talk about this Jackson Archer suspension. So there were a couple of other players that got suspended over the week, and some are going to be challenging, including Jackson Archer. If you don't know, in the North Melbourne v Bulldogs game over the weekend, we saw a young defender for the Bulldogs in Luke Cleary went down for the ball, and I think he fumbled it at the moment. I don't have a clip in front of me. I'm trying to remember from memory. But he went for the ball, he fumbled it, and then went in to dive for the football. And as he was doing that, Jackson Archer was running the other direction and cleaned him out. Well, didn't really clean him out. He kind of tried to avoid it, but also stood in the way of Cleary. And obviously, on the sight of it, Cleary's head goes back, he comes off. He was on the ground for minutes and then got taken to hospital with concussion, and it was a tragic situation. Luckily, good news that Cleary is okay. But on the other side of it, Archer was extremely lucky he didn't get his legs snapped off. He didn't get broken leg, something to do with his legs. He was very lucky to walk away with it uninjured. And then the AFL were like, "Are you okay?" And he was like, yeah, I'm all good. That's fine. And they're like, "Yeah, good." No, you don't get a 3-week suspension for that. So we're bringing the flog of the week, of course, back for the week. Michael Christian, the MRO, I think he's been nominated last year. He gets the nomination for episode 105 for him handing a 3-week ban to Jackson Archer, because I understand that a concussion is a bad thing and they're trying to do everything they can to combat the massive problem with concussion in the AFL and in sport in general. But what are you asking Archer to do? He has to, one, not go towards the football, which is what you're trained to do. Go to the football, cause a contest, get players around the contest, because it was a one-on-one at halfback for his teammate and Cleary running for the ball. Archer's coming the other way for support. He doesn't know that Cleary is going to fumble, one, and two, then go down with his head. You can't tell me that Archer knows what that's going to happen. I don't get why we can't say, thank God Cleary's okay, but also, Archer, you've done nothing wrong here. And the thing is, Michael Christian can't do that, but the guy who got his head taken off in Cleary can. So apparently Jackson Archer messaged Luke Cleary, not after the game, a day after, said to him that he feels really, really sorry for what happened and he hopes that he's okay. And Cleary messaged him back pretty quickly. This is according to David Zeta, by the way. He came back pretty quickly and said that he was okay, and to his credit, that he said that Archer wasn't at fault and he's got nothing to stress about. The players understand what's happening. Majority of people around the country understand that it's not much Archer could do. We can understand as a supporter base or AFL fans that it was a bad thing that happened. It didn't look good. But obviously, and I know people bring this up all the time, but it's a contact sport, okay? Things are going to happen that you can't control. Like two players going for the football, sometimes incidents are going to happen. And at the end of the day, it's not like the Scrimshaw one when he slung an arm. Like, he deserves 3 weeks. I don't know why Hawthorn are challenging that. You guys will know more. Players are challenging what they've done over the week. I don't know why the Swans aren't challenging McInerney's, even though I think probably it's not a surprise, but, you know, you understand. Anyway, I'm back on Archer. Fucking sorry. I mean, if you're new to the podcast, this is basically what it is. I ramble for about half an hour. My brother comes here. Maybe I'll go for an hour, and then that's the episode. So glad that you joined me. If you hear from the Daniel Gorringe video, Richmond Gorringe video, glad to have you here. But anyway, with the Archer stuff, no way should Archer be missing 3 games or any games in particular at all for that incident. It's just sorry that happened to Cleary. I'm really happy that he's okay. But Archer, it's not your fault. Look, I know it's hard for Cleary to do this as well, but when you're going down for the football now, players are taught that you've got to turn your body. Now, Cleary obviously fumbled the footy and then, you know, went for it again, but you can't lead with your head because that's just what's going to happen. And it's unfortunate, but I'm sure the Bulldogs are talking to him now like, look, to try and avoid that again, because we can't have that happen because it was so bad for you, that if that happens again, you know, something could happen seriously for his career. You just need to protect yourself. So if you're going to do that, if you're going to go for the footy again, we want you to get the football. You have to turn. You have to turn, use your hips to go for the football. With that being said, let's move to our preview to round 1. Let's get into the first game. It is the game we will be live streaming on the channel this week. It is a Thursday night contest between Carlton and Hawthorn. And let's start with the Blues because it is such an important week for them. Do I think they have a chance? Probably not. I really don't think they do. I think that their game plan has been so stale for a while now, especially going forward. They were very, very poor last week, to say the least. And they're coming up against one of the hottest teams in the comp in Hawthorn. Carlton will respond. I think that's a pretty safe bet. How much they respond, I can't see it being anywhere closer than a 30-point game. I think that Hawthorn will win this one pretty comfortably in the end. The bets say they are $1.40 Hawthorn. Carlton are $2.96. I think it could be worse than that. To be honest, I think how this game will play out is that Carlton will have a pretty strong first term. May not be in front, but will keep it close. And then I think Hawthorn will slowly but surely just push them down into a point where they will get beaten by 6 or 7 goals, to be honest. I think this will be a pretty easy win for Hawthorn. Their defence is so solid. I think they'll easily combat Carlton's way of going forward, just bombing high and long. I think the Battle, Barras, and even Sicily, if he plays down back, will just easily intercept mark. We saw that against Sydney a couple of weeks ago, so I think they'll just play that easily. And then up forward, their small forwards are way too dangerous. So I think Hawthorn win this one by 6 or 7 goals, to be honest, at a minimum. After that, we get to the Friday night game between the Bulldogs and the Pies. This is at the MCG. It is a Bulldogs home game. I believe it's because it's an anniversary game for them, their 150th year celebration. So it's still, it's a home game for the Dogs, but I mean, it's a Collingwood home game, another one, let's be honest. Collingwood were very good last week against Port Adelaide. I do think that Collingwood will go far this year. I do think that the Bulldogs had a very good win last week as well. I think it was a very underrated win. I don't think many people are talking about how well the Bulldogs did. They had so many of their big players out, and the fact that they were able to show up against North Melbourne, who there were quite a lot of expectations around North this year, and the Dogs dealt with them pretty convincingly in the end. They stayed in front the whole night. Ed Richards looks like a really good prospect going into this season as a midfielder. We saw him a little bit last year playing in the mids. I definitely think there's a chance that he could be an All-Australian smoky at the end of the year. He does bring something different to that Bulldogs midfield, and I think that he could be something this year for them. Bailey Dale was brilliant as well. And I did like the look of Aaron Norton and Sam Darcy up forward. I do like the two-prong forward line. We'll see how that happens when Jamara comes back. But I do like the way that they were lined up in this game. I do think that they may struggle against the three tools of Collingwood in Myercheck, McStay, and Membry. So I have to wait and see how that plays out. And it'll be interesting to see. All right, guys, the third quarter is about to get underway. Carlton were brilliant in that first half. Can they keep it up, though? What do you reckon stamp out tackling to the ground? If they stamp out tackling to the ground, we will start a new comp called AFL Legacy with the 1990 version. Don't mind it. Second half is about to get underway. Here we go. Where can I watch? The game's on 7+ in Australia. So from the tap down, Cripps immediately wrapped up. It's going to be another stoppage straight away. Looks like Nash has gone straight to Cripps to start this third quarter. DeConing tapped down, slapped it out to Walsh. Sends it towards the forward 50, going back with Impey. Met hard by the Carlton opponent. Ball spills now to Morrison. Handball over the top. Day gathered it, then tackled well by Walsh. Wouldn't let him go. Got the ball clear. DeConing did well. Cripps towards Doherty. Newcomb had it, then dropped it. Sits on top of it. Umpire circles, ball up. DeConing takes it out of the ruck. It spills to Walsh, who socketed it off the ground. Barras up against Silvani. Barras did well. Stronger body, kicked it away towards the one-on-one and Gunston, who went to ground. Wiedering gathered it, went one way. Happy to be seen out of bounds. So Meeks tried to take it out of the ruck. Day wrapped up. Ball up again. So it looks like Hewitt's been going to Day at the stoppage for a lot of this game so far. Newcomb's probably been Hawthorn's best player, though. Meek tapped down. Newcomb handled straight to Walsh. Wrapped up by a couple of Hawks. Ball trying to get out of there. Dug it out somehow was Newcomb. Meek found Day. He'll send it up the wing towards half forward. Watson up against Sard. Back with the flight was Young, who dropped it. Dangerous signs here. Who can get the football? Who's going to win it? Ball sits under McGovern, who grabs his elbow in a bit of angst. May have been just a stinger. Looks like he's okay. He's trying to shake it off. At the stoppage, though, Meek with the tap. Newcomb tried to win it, then gave away the free. Meek's given away 50, kicked it away. And Carlton are going to be escorted up the ground. McGovern's in still a bit of pain here on his right elbow. Or it's in his left. I think it's his left, actually. That's a short 50, by the way. So Hewitt just going to go right back to Wiedering. Got a lot of space, just cuts back the kick. He finds Sard. Set up a massive goal for them in the second term. Doesn't have a lot of options, though, Sard. So he just works it short here to the lead-up of McGovern, who seems okay now. Sends it long towards a one-on-one. Curnow had hands on it, dropped it. Impey finds Amon, who gives it to D'Ambrosio, usually a good user. Great looking kick, and finds more. Back to D'Ambrosio. Here go the Hawks. Gunston. He keeps on going. Massimo. Great smother. The handball from Walsh and runs it out. Did well there, Walsh. Had to cut that off because if D'Ambrosio kept on linking up, he's going to run all the way to 50. Just cut off on centre wing. Throws it back into play. Meek tapped it towards Newcomb, runs away from him. Wrapped up immediately was the Blues opponent underneath all of that. It was, I think it was Walsh in the end. In fact, it was Camperali. So back in the ruck. Again, to Koning, just slaps it forward. He's dominated in there tonight. It runs out of bounds though. So Meek tried to take it out of the ruck, give it off to Ginnivan. Did well on the end to Gather. Now D'Ambrosio on the right, got smothered by Sard. Ball trickles into the middle of the ground. Crucial fumble there from Akers. Somehow Walsh trying to dig it out of there. Players just combine on top of each other and it's a ball up again. Players just fumbling a little bit more in this third quarter. Tap down from DeConing towards Hewitt. Did well to get it out of there to Walsh. Sends it up and under ball towards the 50-metre line. Barras was there, didn't mark, got out the back. Carlton have numbers here if they can just work it out. Silvani over the top to Cripps. Has a handball option. Snaps on goal instead and misses. Long kick, Sard got a spoil onto it, knocks it out of bounds. So two players are currently going to Cripps at the stoppage, which is leaving Walsh all on his own here. Slap to Watson though. Day, Nash, he can go back. Decides against that, just puts it on his boot. High up and under ball, standing underneath it was two Carlton players, couldn't mark it. Moore did well. To Chol, tried to kick it forward, got it smothered. Ricochets towards the middle of the ground. Sard went for a run and then dropped the footy. Fumbles it off to Newcomb, one of the worst people to fumble it to. And now Newcomb, a low ball towards goal, it runs and just goes wide. Goes long, and now the Blues can go through the middle of the ground through Fogarty. Has a couple of options. Sends it towards Silvani, who got up and grabbed it! Big mark there from Silvani. Kicked a crucial goal late in the second term. A chance here to give Carlton back an 11-point advantage. This is where they fell off against the Tigers last week. To get the perfect start for the second half. Silvani, not much angle, will kick from just inside 50. He's hooked it left. An even 6 points the margin. How you doing, Mario Man? And hi, how are you? Hi. Sends it high and long for Meek. To Koning to bring it to ground. Walsh okay. Now Hewitt got it out, running as far as Amon. Feigned to give, then eventually found Nash. They're trying to link up here, the Hawks on the commentary side wing. Couple of numbers. Low dart, found Chol. Been silent since the first quarter. He plays on. Sends it towards the pocket for Gunston. Good mark. Gunston takes the mark in the pocket as Sam Walsh grimaces and runs off the ground. Hawthorn going to win for sure. No, they're behind at the moment. We'll see what happens. So Jack Gunston came on as the sub for the injury to Connor McDonald. He snaps around the body, and Jack Gunston has been doing that his whole career. Scores a level. I do think Hawthorn will win, yeah, but it's a pretty close game at the moment. I mean, it's all square, exactly. So it looks like Sam Walsh may have some sort of injury to his nose. Looks like maybe even a head clash between him and George Hewitt. So he has came off the ground. He's bleeding from the nose at the moment. Hopefully, he'll surely come back on if that's all it is. So back at the middle of the ground, Mackenzie off to Newcomb, who stiff arms Chera, sends it towards the forward 50. Not a great kick. Cut off by Young. So now Carlton, can they go on the rebound? Nice looking kick, finds Motlop in the centre square. He'll just cut this one short. Nice looking ball, finds Fogarty. True centre wing on the outer side, right on the Telstra logo. Sends it high, inside. Who's going to fly? TDK! Too good. He's been good tonight. One of the Carlton's best. An opportunity to give them back the lead. Didn't have a person to jump on there to Koenig, so he just held in the air momentarily, dragged it down. So Koenig comes in to bring Carlton in front by a goal. He strikes the post, 3/4 of the way up. Carlton lead by that solitary point. So Amon goes for a wide kick for Battle. Cottrell did well to cause a contest. Ward got a handball clear. And Carlton's pressure immense again. Inside the forward 50 from Cottrell. Missed the kick. Amon couldn't gather it though. Williams on the up to Motlop. Quickly off to Hewitt. A chance for a 7-point lead. It floats wide. Yeah, it's been a pretty close game. I agree. So CJ to take the kick in. Runs out the square to, of course, get that nice little disposal. Sends it long for Meek. May have been high. Umpire calls for it. They'll take the advantage, potentially. They will. Stiff arm from Newcomb. Umpire calls it back now. So it's a free kick to Meek. Meek needs to start to work his way into it. The kick was bad, though. Turned it over. About to cause some more pressure in the Blues. In case, no. McGuinness on the counter. Morrison, handball over the top to Moore. Spins past the tackler. Handball backwards to McGuinness again. The kick inside to Joel. Tap on. Smart. Hardwick. Off to Ginnivan. Hardly been slided so far. The kick inside was smart. Hits up Josh Ward. Hawthorn. When they see down and out, they find a way. Kept the ball in motion, Hawthorn. Kept it in their hands. And a chance here to regain the lead. So Josh Ward, he's been a player on the periphery for a long time. Can he cement his spot in the team? Well, that'll help. Hawthorn up by 4. Good finish there from Ward. Great team play there from Hawthorn on the wing. They work it out in the end. So 4-point leaders here at Hawthorn. Carlton continue to push back though. From the tap down, Young found Walsh, immediately tackled, found a way to find it to Williams, and away he sprints past Day. Sending it forward, came a bit of a tumble punt, but found Cottrell, who goes in short, too much on it. Out the back, worked it well, Camp Doherty tackled without it. Umpire didn't call it. Are you blind? Oh my God. That's ridiculous. Anyway, back with the footy. D'Ambrosio sends it up the wing. And Cowan takes the mark. But guess what the umpire's done? He's made a free kick to Hawthorn. As the Carlton fans get a little boisterous. So Watson has the free. Sends it towards Chol in front. Weirdly, Young had two hands near it and decided to thump out of bounds. $11:10 on the clock left in this third quarter. Back in the ruck, neither one gets to it. It gets out the back for Watson. Quick give on the up to D'Ambrosio. Got tackled to McKenzie. The pressure's there, but they let go of the tackle. McKenzie sprints away, sending a low ball inside the forward 50. Haynes with the spoil. Chera, quick hands, did it well. McGovern about to get shut down by Watson. He's gone. Great play there from the Wizard. Great pressure. Just as Hawthorn are challenged, they fight back again. McGovern was about to kick at the tackle, clung on for dear life. So he's too far out to score, Watson. Looks like he's going to have to look for an option short or decide to drive it to the top of the goal square. Who's going to fly for Hawthorn? It's Weddle! Dropped it though. Ginnivan tried to give it to McGuinness. Tackled by Walsh. He threw it out. Somehow found Chol. Snaps it on his own. And Hawthorn lead by 10. Chol's looked dangerous tonight. He deserved his second goal. And Hawthorn just start to break away. Great work from Chol. He's looked dangerous tonight. He's got only the 2 goals, but it seems like his impact is much more than that. Can't be left all on your own at the top of the goal square. So back in the ruck we go. Young up against Chol. Chol went up early, then missed the footy. Ward left it go. Now off the ground from Hewitt towards the 50. It trickles in there. Kemp was tackled. Motlop socketed off the ground to his own advantage. Can he pick it up cleanly? He can. Quick hands off to Hewitt. Can he find his right boot? He snapped, spun. Jaff, great tackle. Saved a certain goal. Can Hawthorn repel? McKenzie in the back pocket. Back to Hardwick, who clear to the 1-on-1. Cowan smacked it back inside, but only as far as CJ, who goes with a clearing ball out wide for Watson. Bounces, stays in bounds. Handball over the top, looking for Day. Cripps pushes his opponent over. McGuinness gathered. Handball out the back. Missed his teammate. Camporelli on the up to Cowan. Shrugged a tackle. Handball into his captain in Cripps. Tried to send it forward. Great smother from CJ. Couple of great defensive efforts there from the round 2 inclusion of Changwath Jaff. Players breathing in heavy now. Hawthorn used their sub. Carlton yet to use Cooper Lord as theirs. Jaff just trying to run off a little bit of a knock. Day gave the handball towards the boundary line. Weddle happy to take it out. Oh, Jaff just got one in the nuts. Trying to shrug it off here, Jaff in the back 50. Back in the ruck again. Hewitt tap. Motlop trying to keep it to his own advantage. Walsh let it through his head. Free kick going to Hawthorn. Ginnivan's way. Way it is right now, you think it will be thought by about 20 points or beyond. Yeah, it looks pretty good. You're a very good commentator. Oh, cheers for that. Hi. The kick inside. Hawthorn are away here. McGuinness, he has a handball option. Sends it inside towards Chol. The kick didn't have enough on it. Young couldn't gather it. Chol worries about the opponent. And it trickles out of bounds. Forward pocket here for the Hawks. Chol just a wry smile to the umpire. Just starting to flex a little bit in the last 10 minutes, Hawthorn. Umpire reaps it back into play. Cripps against Weddle. Neither player could get it. Spills now. Haynes wrapped up. Ball up. Still feels a bit dangerous here if Hawthorn can get a runner through the stoppage. Weddle tap. Ginnivan through. Let go. Walsh got the kick away. Bouncing it, but only as far as D'Ambrosio, who snaps it into the danger zone. Going back. Weddle couldn't mark. Gathered it off the ground. Wrapped up by Sard. Ball up. Just missed the mark there, Weddle. Who can get on the run here for the Hawks? Tap down. Cripps gathers it. Clearing ball. A good 50-metre floater up in the air. Good play there from Fogarty to bring it to ground. Cottrell kick away. Was touched only as far as Barras. Battle over the top. D'Ambrosio linking up okay here, Hawthorn. And now Day. Always classy. Sends it. Goes out the back. Grey mark from Wiedering. You do this not every game, just once a week. I do it on Thursday nights. So Camperali in the back pocket. Sends it up the wing. Coming hard is Jath. Trying to cause a contest, but didn't need him. McKenzie takes a good grab. Works the kick back inside. Hawthorn just trying to set it up. Nash has it now. 10 points the margin. Carlton just falling away a little. Now Barras. Sends it long. Looking for a flyer. Meeks there. Wiedering got a fist onto it. Can he even mark it? Haynes smacked it away from him. Chera just blindly kicked it away. Barras stands underneath it and takes the intercept. On the up quickly to aim to Impey. In game 200. Runs one way then another. Then the kick was brilliant. Gunston with the one hand. Drags it down. Chance here to give Hawthorn a pretty convincing lead in the latter stages of the third quarter. They fell away in that second term, the Hawks, but just when you thought Carlton were ready to cause an upset, Hawthorn are starting to break away. So Jack Gunston used to be the dead-eye, and maybe still is! Hawthorn lead it by 16. A little bit too easy there. So Sicily's been moved forward now to try and add an extra target. From the clearance though, Cripps back to Hewitt. He'll send it inside the forward 50. Who's going to fly? Weddle went up, couldn't mark it. Dangerous here. Carlton bring on the pressure. Ball up. Josh Weddle went for a big mark in the defensive 50. Couldn't drag it down. Got a bit lucky that his defenders were there to help him out. So TDK in the ruck again against Meek. Both ruckmen nearly went to ground. Williams ducks the head. Will he be pinned? No. Michael Voss goes down to the bench. This is where they lost the game last week against Richmond. TDK tried to tap it out. Cripps bustling through a few tacklers. Ball spills somehow to Doherty. High ball into the pocket. Kemp looking for the ball. Battle looking for the body. Ball spills. Battle taken out by Hewitt. Yeah, I'll be doing it every Thursday. Most Thursdays anyway. There'll be a couple of games I won't be able to, like gather round or whatever. But yeah, most Thursdays. I usually announce it in the videos throughout the week. From the ruck, DeConing takes it out, gives it off to Williams, who snaps it towards goal. Carlton respond. TDK, maybe he is worth all the money people are offering him. Williams may get it on the score sheet, but that was a TDK special out of the ruck. Great work from Carlton. They respond again. So back to the ruck, 10 points to the margin. Just a tick under 6 minutes to go. DeConing with the tap. Hewitt immediately tackled. Somehow got out. DeConing tried to break away from a tackler. Decides to just clear it forward. Motlop tapped it to his own advantage and socketed it off the turf. Just out of the grasp of Doherty. Silvani kept it in front of him. Runs to centre half forward now. Camperali got a high one. Somehow dug it out of there. It's going to be a free kick. They take the advantage here, Carlton. Silvani off to Motlop. Back within 4. Jesse Motlop. Straight through the middle. Carlton won't lie down. Another clearance, another impact play there from Tom DeConing. Brilliant play from him. He set up the last 2 goals. I don't really think you could play advantage to that, to be honest, because it looked like a throw from Camperali, but anyway. Just when you thought Hawthorn were about to break away, 2 goals in 30 seconds brings back the Blues. From the stoppage, though, Hawthorn will break forward through Mackenzie. High up and under ball. Day brought it to ground. Gunston went to break the tackle. Interesting how the umpire sees this. Calls for a ball up. Great tackle there from Wiedering. 30 metres out, straight in front of the Hawthorn goal. DeConing against Meek. DeConing tap. Walsh immediately wrapped up by Mackenzie. And it's going to be a free kick to Carlton, given away by Day. Who am I going for in this game? I mean, probably Carlton, because Hawthorn have won their first 2 games, and I'm a Sydney fan. From the long kick down the wing. Great play from Impey to bring that to ground. Newcomb's handball at the back to Battle, who just parts the seas and sends it long. Who's going to fly? Sicily's there. DeConing went back with the fly. Couldn't impact. Moore trying to get it out of there. Good tackle from Hollins. Wasn't letting him go. Ticked into red time now. DeConing tap. Day on his own. Just couldn't get a kick away. DeConing couldn't either. Handball at the back to Young. Just jammed it on the boot, but he'll be coming back through Impey. He'll get the free. So Impey gets the free kick. What an important player he has been for the Brown and Gold since joining from Port Adelaide a few years ago. He just goes wide to D'Ambrosio. A great player to have the ball now. Such a good user inside the forward 50. There's a little bit of space in front for Sicily's lead up. Decides he's not going to go there and just set it up. Setting it up for Meek. Went up, couldn't mark. Out the back, slapped through for a behind. 5 points to the margin. So Hollins in the back pocket. Low ball. Just had enough on it for his teammate with the kick. Looks like Wiedering's feels a little bit sluggish. He seems to be okay shooing away the doctor. Meanwhile, on the outer wing, it's Morrison and Silvani. Great tackle from Sauce. It was a tough tackle on Morrison. He tried to look for the high one, but the tackle was brilliant. Textbook stuff. Carlton, this is not the team that was here last week. De Koning pushed Meek out of the way. Sends a high ball. 1-on-1. Cottrell brought it to ground. Ward wrapped up. I've tipped Collingwood, but I hope the Bulldogs win. So back in the ruck again. Meek up against Cripps, surprisingly, even though De Koning was right there. Newcomb looking for the high one, didn't get it. In and under is Camperali, trying to dig it out of there somehow. Battle. In fact, it was Nash trying to get the kick away. Turned it over to Walsh. He runs an arc. Sends it inside the forward 50. Spoiled away. Looking who's going to get there first. Newcomb got a bad bounce. Then got tackled without it. Cottrell couldn't dig it out of there. CJ on the up to Ward. Wrapped up, ball up. Centre half forward, 55 out from the Carlton goal. 3 minutes left in this third term. Meek let the ball go to Koning, just bustling it forward. Cottrell does the same, socketed off the ground. Wasn't the 15 to Kemp. Coming through was Walsh, did it well. Kemp takes the contact, then got dragged to ground. And Amon gets the free kick. Holding the footy. Kemp tried to do too much. So Amon with the free kick. Hawthorn would love a late one, just to give themselves a little bit of breathing space. He goes high, looking for Day! 1-2, couldn't grab it on the third attempt. De Koning sucking in the deep ones at the moment. He goes back in the ruck here. We're on the tap out the back. Day, try to give it through to Nash. Chera interrupts that push forward from the Hawks, but then let the ball go. Ball up again. 2:21 left on the clock. Third quarter. Carlton just started to break back into this game again. From the tap down, Cripps socketed off the turf, but ball runs towards the boundary line, comes off of CJ's foot and runs out of bounds. Sicily got his legs taken out. Wiedering got his legs taken out a little bit earlier. Seems okay now. Had a doctor run over to him a few moments ago, but seems fine. Back in the ruck, Meek. Straight down to Jaff. Got the kick away up the wing. Nice. Watson did it well. Gave it on the up to Ward. They can work it through hands here. Great tackle from Doherty. Moore wasn't breaking away, and now Carlton can counter. Sard gives it to Akers, who's immediately tackled by two Hawks. It was a terrible handball, and D'Ambrosio shuts him down. It's only round 2, but both teams are fighting hard for this win. Works the kick out wide. Newcomb. Ginnivan knew he had a player over the top in Moore. He gathers it, but great tackle from McGovern. He's given away a free kick. Dylan Moore, free kick for in the back. So now Moore wants to go. Sends it high. Who's going to fly? Is it Sicily? Tapped out somehow from Wiedering. Clearing ball the Blues. Trying to get numbers. But great mark from D'Ambrosio. Probably just too far out to score here, Massimo. So he goes with the low ball inside, but all Blues. Chera cuts it off. Minute left in this third term. Do Carlton want to go? He goes for Curnow. Hardly been sighted tonight. That's better. Here we go. Sends it long towards his captain in Cripps. He did it smartly. Just pushed Jaff under the footy. Tries to run away. Can he beat him? Corrals him over the boundary line there, Jaff. Cripps' kick inside was brilliant. Doggett lost it in the lights. Trying to fight back for it. Tackled. Ward gives it off to Newcomb. Wants to give it back. And now Hawthorn, a chance for a late dagger. The kick wasn't the greatest. Sard kicked it out to his own advantage. Ginnivan trying to track him down. Sard want to run back onto his left boot and works the kick back to Wiedering. So Carlton would just hold it up. Young on the last line with 8 seconds left. He'll just go long down the line, you'd imagine. A chance there for a late set shot to Doherty. Dropped an absolute sitter. And there goes the siren for three-quarter time. We are set up for a massive finish to this game. Carlton stay in touch to the ever-fancied Hawks. And at three-quarter time, the Hawks only lead it by 5 points. Hawthorn, 9-7-61, lead the Blues, 8-8-56. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I'm just going to grab a quick drink, guys. Back in a sec. Yeah, I live in Australia, man. All right. So players are at the just getting their final messages from the coaches. Oh, you mean state? I come from South Australia. My intro graphics from intro graphics for what exactly? Damn. Sorry, I say yeah, it sucks. At least we have gather around though. So here we go. Can the Blues fight back in this last quarter? You come from Melbourne. Do you still live there? So can Carlton cause an upset after an embarrassing loss last week? Or can the Hawthorn keep their perfect record? Last quarter about to get underway. Tacconing with the tap. Towards Chera. Did well. Back to TDK. Sends it high. Centre half forward. Motlop in a one-on-one. Fighting for it hard with Weddle. He broke away from a tackler. Somehow Motlop breaks away and misses to the right. I support Sydney. Are you talking to me? Sorry. Oh, you still live there. Okay. So Hardwick playing back in defence. Goes long. One-on-one. Free kick to Hawthorn. Bet a few players in real life. So Meek gets the free kick, gives it off to Weddle. Now D'Ambrosio. High ball towards Chol. Got a little bit of a push in the back, but runs out of bounds. First goal of this final term, so important. If Hawthorn get it, it could almost kill off any sort of fight back from the Blues. If Carlton get it, belief starts to grow. I mean, when I was younger, I met a couple of Sydney Swans players. From the tap, Newcomb gives it off to Day. He'll snap it back inside. Blues have the numbers here. Haynes with a fumble. Moore looking for a free kick. It spills out of Chol, who's been dangerous all night, and he's kicked his third. Back to 10 points the margin. And Hawthorn aren't going to be beaten easily. When I was really young, I went to the airport to see the Swans come into Adelaide. So I met the majority of the Swans players. This would have been back in 2010 or something. This was like 15 years ago. Yeah, it'd be about right, yeah. Back to that 10-point margin. Carlton need the next one. Tap down from Meek. Newcomb got a high one. They'll take the advantage here through Day. Tumbling inside the forward 50. Wiedering read it well. I don't really know if you're allowed to do that anymore. Go to the airport to see AFL players. So he sends it up the wing. Looking for Cripps. Good grab. He wants to go. Realises there's no one to really give it to until Chera broke away. Has some time. Helicopter ball towards the one-on-one in Curnow. Battle did it well. Curnow fighting hard. Battle won it out. Newcomb gives it off to Mackenzie. Couple of options inside. Little dab kick was nice. You met Richmond, Port Adelaide, and Adelaide. Free kick's been called here. So it's a ball to Nick Watson on the wing. Umpires conferred for a moment. Thought maybe it was touched, but not so. High ball towards the 50. McGovern 1-2. Umpire pays it. So now McGovern Sends it back down that wing for Curnow. Battle does well. So we go to the inside kick. Nice kick in the end to Newcomb. Opens up the whole 50 here for his team. Looks like they're going to go more lateral. Missed the kick there to Hardwick. Makes him go down to track it down. Eventually gets it off to D'Ambrosio. Up the wing. Nice looking kick. Hits up Weddle. My name's Dylan. So Weddle now. Sends it inside the forward 50 once again. Wiedering there. Sicily in front! Hasn't had much impact up forward, but an opportunity to give his team a 16-point lead. So James Sicily, the leader of this club, kicks them out by 16. Scoreline starting to get a little worrisome for Blues fans. Your name's Jaden? Nice, man. So we're back in the middle. Carlton need to get one back now or this game's going to be done. Meek takes it out of the ruck. He's done good in this final term. Gives it out the back to Newcomb. He'll drive it back inside that forward 50. Charles there, spoiled down by Young. Who's going to get their first Cottrell? Got a handball away. Williams out to Wiedering. Wasn't a great handball though. Sicily read it nicely. Dropped the footy off the side tackle. Ball spills now to Wiedering. Sends it up the wing. Bouncing and running towards Motlop. Jaff went to ground. Takoning fumbled. And it runs out of bounds. Takoning just starting to look like he's having a little bit more of a tougher time now against Meek. Curnow doesn't look great on the bench. May have been rushed back. A lot of people are suggesting now. Tap down. Hewitt got the handball away to Doherty. Sends it towards the forward 50. All over it here is Hardwick and Barras. Couldn't mark it though. Fogarty great on the pressure. Link to channel. How much do you think Hawthorn will buy? I mean, at the moment they're up by 16. I mean, I think Carlton will fight back a little bit more. I can't see them dropping off. I think it'll be around this margin. About 3 goals. So just outside the forward 50 here for the Blues. Hawthorn have kicked the only 2 goals of this final term. Neither Ruckman could get near it. Doherty goes between his legs. Trying to dig it out of there. Stays in bounds. Inside the defensive 50, Ginnivan. Got the kick away. Up the wing. Wiedering couldn't mark. Who's out the back? One of them is Chol. Try to jump past the tackler. Well done, Chera. Did well. He'll get the free. Holding the foot. He's been good tonight, Adam Chera. Just goes to Haynes. He'll be the one you'd expect to go long. Who's going to be the flyer here for the Blues? He sends it high. Looking for Silvani in front. Couldn't mark. Aim on. Gathered it. Ball up. Looks like the Blues have made their sub. So Camperali looks like he's been the one to be subbed out of this game. Lord is about to make his way onto the ground. Tap down from Meek. Walsh kept it in only momentarily as Hewitt gets taken over the boundary line. Throws it in. Tap down from Meek towards Williams. Spun. Got the handball away. Coming after his Camp, who dodged past the tackler. Walsh tried to back out of trouble. Now Hewitt looking for the high one. Didn't get it. Umpire wasn't falling for it. Now Amon spills out of there for Meek. Got tackled by Walsh. DeConing with the tap. All Hawthorn at the foot of the stoppage. D'Ambrosio sends it out of there. Wiedering up against Sicily. It gets out the back. Charles should get there first. Taps it to his own advantage. Then soccers it to his own advantage. Gets a good 50 metres on the play. And Young, happy to see it out. Well done there from Charles. He's been good tonight. 3 goals. He's been instrumental in their lead. Jack Silvani limping off the ground currently. Not the greatest news. They just made their sub, the Blues. As I say that, Cooper Lord is the one to come onto the ground. DeConing went to ground. Meek tried to slap it forward. Finds Ginnivan. Ginnivan just handballs forward to space. To grass. Trying to find someone. Sard gets there first. Sends it up the chimney. Who's going to get there? Nash brought it to ground. Now Newcomb sends it back where it once came. Sicily's the option. Young got a fist onto it. Runs to the pocket. Gunston there. It stays in bounds. Gunston, handball over the top to McGuinness, tucked up in the pocket. Wiedering tackles him over. If Hawthorn get the next one, it's going to be tough for the Blues. Silvani's still limping a little. DeConing takes it out of the ruck, then got the kick away. Dangerous spot though, Morrison. Good contest from Doherty. Hollands, Akers, back to Doherty. A little dribbler, found Motlop, who's tackled without it momentarily. Doherty, Hewitt, Motlop, had a handball. Newcomb smothers. He's been one of their best tonight, Newcomb. Hawthorn continue to bring the pressure. DeConing just pushes over Meek. Didn't gather the footy though. Cowan out the back to Chera. Jams it on the boot. Up and under, going back with the flight. Was Doherty, but Jaff slaps it out of bounds. Right in front of the interchange gates. Nash with the tap. Day with the gather. Handball out the back to Mackenzie's been good. The handball from Amon. He may be shut down. Yeah, he gets the free kick for a high one. Yeah, I do the graphics all myself. Do I have to do commissions now too? Alright, I guess. I guess I'll make some money. Wouldn't be a bad idea though. So Amon sends it up and under ball. Looking for Weddle. Couldn't mark. Taps it to his own advantage though. Kept it in his possession, but then taken down was Ward. Here you go, Carlton. Lord just came on the ground. A tumble punt towards 50. Dreadful kick. Turned it over. Battle to Morrison and now Barras. Wide looking ball. D'Ambrosio takes the mark. Always keeps his width. Sends it towards Impey. Hollands wasn't looking at it. He'll get the free, Impey. Kicks it short. Gunston, good mark in front. Which graphics are you talking about, Mario? High ball. Looking for Sicily. Good spoil from McGovern. Up goes Watson, slaps it back the other way. Lands in the hands of Chera. He goes back to where it once came, but Impey goes down low. So now MP can send it long. Who's going to fly? Weddle's there, so is Cripps. Got a tap onto it. Tap down there, did well. Was Wiedering and gets it out of the way. I was just asking him what graphics were you talking about that you like? Jaff got held. He'll get the free kick on the wing. Goes back to Amon, who'll want to drive it. In fact, no, he goes lateral. Finds Impey, eventually, who had to keep it in his possession. Who just a little dab kick over the top. Marked it Day. He's outside 50 here, Day. What does Day want to do here? A goal would probably be the knockout punch. So Day sets it up into the pocket. Free man on his own is Weddle, who dropped the sitter. Had hands on it and let it slip through his grasp. Probably didn't think it was going to be that easy, Josh Weddle. So it's back in the ruck. Tap down. Watson coming through. Couldn't get there. Chera wrapped up by two Hawks. Ball spills. Wiedering had it slapped out of his grasp momentarily and a ball up. Tap down from Weddle. Akers spills out of his hands. Got it out somehow. I mean, I probably could. I don't know. I mean, it depends on if I have the time to do it. Takes it down there, Cripps. Hewitt with the clearing ball. Wasn't the 15. Ten minutes still to go in this last quarter. Carlton still have time, but they need the next one. Cripps, let it go through his hands. Free kick, going to go Carlton's way. So it goes to Cripps. Sends it up the wing, going back. Good mark from Hewitt. Can Carlton get one forward? Gives off the handball to Chera. Can he send it to someone who can fly? He'll go long for Williams. Battle couldn't mark it. Ball in dispute. Gets the handball out to Jaff. And Hawthorn will repel once again through D'Ambrosio. And the kick was exquisite. Found Day, who didn't have to break stride. The kick over the top. Nice looking ball. Finds Gunston, who just takes a step. The kick to Watson. It wasn't the greatest, but he made it work, the Wizard. And now, a chance for the knockout blow! Nick Watson sends a dagger through the Blues' hearts. And they are almost home. $22 points. Hawthorn just starting to show why they're one of the favourites early on. Free kick. It's a 666 infringement. They already gave away their warning earlier, so now the Blues can fire it forward through Hollands. Long for Silvani, who got it! Hang on a second! Jack Silvani takes the grab. He's looked dangerous tonight, probably been their most dangerous forward. To keep the Blues in touch in the first goal of the final term, Silvani simply has to kick this goal. Tough 40, worse than a 45-degree angle. He's holding that right goal post and it shaves it. That may just do it for the Blues. So Hardwick now. Goes for a long kick towards Chol. In front, Meek. Neither could grab it. Quick give from Cripps. Did it well to Lord. And now Cottrell sends it long once again. There's 3-on-3. Hardwick goes back. takes a good mark. They're just up for it tonight, Hawthorn. They were challenged, but at the moment, they've been able to answer. Hardwick, low ball. Wasn't a great kick there for Ginnivan. Did well to break a tackle, though. Has no options up the ground, so just has to tread water momentarily. Goes back to Jaff, and he'll send it high. Looking for Chol. Up he went. Out the back is Watson, but he can't get there before the boundary line. Newcomb at the back today. He breaks past the tackler. They want to send the knockout punch here, the Hawks. Handball low. Found Day in the end. Longish give to McGuinness. Did well there. Cowan had to go. And it's a free kick, in fact, to the Blues. Saved a goal there, Lockie Cowan. Doesn't have anyone to go to here, Cowan, so he just has to go up the line for Cripps. 7:24 left. Michael Voss barking orders, but he's too far away for anyone to hear him. So he sends it up the line. It's a dreadful kick from the captain, and Jaff cuts it off. It would be a minor miracle if the Blues were able to fight back from here. Hawthorn just looked too strong. Just sends it up the line once again towards the 50 for Chol. Good spoil from Cowan. Only as far as Day. Spun 360. Got the handball clear to Ward. Handballed through to Newcomb. About to get shut down. Got the kick away just in time. McKenzie all on his own at 50. He's a few options inside. And who else but the Whiz Kid? They've been gallant tonight, the Blues, but Hawthorn starting to break away in the final moments of this game. Nick Watson, in the space of under 15 games, he's become a cult hero at this club, and he misses to the right. 22 points the margin. So now Sard. Short little kick there for Motlop. McKenzie read it well. Fisted it back into the danger zone. Newcomb out the back to Impey. He goes short. Just numbers everywhere here, Hawthorn. Watson has a few options short. He decides to go longer for his captain, who'll take an easy mark. And maybe this is the man to end the game. James Sicily hasn't had a lot of impact up forward, but kicked the opening goal of the final term, and now a chance here to end it. Put a full stop on it, James Sicily. Hit the belly of the ball. It goes across the face and out on the full. They're just keeping the Blues alive. If they can show enough here, Carlton, there is a little bit of time, but they've got to kick the next one pretty quickly. So Cottrell in the back pocket. Sends it up the wing. Who's going to go? Meek couldn't mark it. Lands to the hands of Weddle. He feigned the give. Missed the give in the end to Ward. Has to fight back and get it there. Ambrosio gathered it. About to get tackled by Fogarty. Should be rewarded. Umpire calls for play on. Walsh on the up to Curnow. Cripps fumbled. When do you see him fumble it? Got it back to Curnow in the end, who sends it forward for a kick. As he kicked it. So Curnow will get the free kick in the middle of the MCG. So now Curnow drives it long. Looking for an option. Silvani couldn't mark it. Hit the ground battle. Off to Morrison. Out the back for MP. And it runs out. So here's an opportunity here for the Blues. Sam Mitchell down on the bench at the moment. Meek with the tap. Newcomb gets tackled. Meek got tackled dropped the footy. Cripps trying to dig it out, but even he can't do that. 4.5 minutes left. Carlton simply have to score from this stoppage. De Koning. Handball over the top towards Lord. Missed him. Kick away from Morrison. Cottrell let it drop. Cowan must have called for it. McGuinness threw it away. Sassard sends it back where it once came. To the danger zone for Curnow. Couldn't mark. Hits the ground. Motlop trying to dig it out of there. He dove on it. Umpire calls for a ball up. 25 metres out straight in front of the Blues goal. Not long left though. De Koning, little tap out the back for Motlop. Fumbled it. Handball from Meek turned it over. Lord spun 360 out the back to Walsh somehow. Further back to Cowan. Tapped away. Wasn't a tackle. Play on. Ward wrapped up by Walsh. Ball up. They're just sucking out the time here, the Hawks. De Koning pleading for the umpire for a free. Not going to get it. Another ball up. Hawthorn's pressure has been immense all night. Still over 200. Quick little up tap there from Cripps to Cheru. Sends it long. And Hardwick thumps it out for safety. They've been good tonight, Carlton. But unfortunately, I think it's going to fall short. Tap down, only as far as Morrison. Goes to the clearing ball to Chol. Good spoil there from McGovern. Cottrell socking it off the ground. Back inside that forward 50. Motlop was held without it. Should get a free and he does. So there's 3 minutes 17 now as Motlop starts to run back. So Motlop, he's been pretty good tonight. 17 touches from a small forward. Has kicked a goal to keep his team with a glimmer of hope. Motlop comes in, it fades back, and he leaves it to the right. Their final hopes dashed with that kick. So now Sicily sends it long towards the wing. They work it out the back now through Chol. Has a few options forward. Just cuts the kick back looking for Ginnivan. Wasn't a great kick. Haynes drops another mark. Puts it in a dangerous area. Walsh handballed backwards. Somehow to Chera. Got a handball clear. Missed Fogarty. Over the top to Koning. Breaking through. Did it well. Long handball to Hewitt. He gets to some balance. Kick towards Silvani. Thumped away from him. Meek to Newcomb. Probably be best on the ground. Works the kick out wide. Hits up Gunston. So Gunston goes towards Moore. Should get the free kick and he does. 2 minutes left. Hawks are going to go 3 and none. So Nash sends it towards the pocket. Chol is there. Couldn't mark. Sard couldn't gather it. Ginnivan's there as well. Keeps it in bounds. Walsh in the back pocket. Weirdish handball. Gave it pretty much straight to Day. Immediately wrapped up by Motlop. Minute 33 left. They were challenged tonight, Hawthorn, but Carlton still can't get there. That's all good, Mario, man. Day breaks away from a tackler, then goes to ground. Well done from Cottrell, holding the footy. So Cottrell goes long. Newcomb brought it to ground. Now forward from Cripps. Gathered well there by Barras. Turned it over though. Kemp handball to Motlop. Now to Fogarty. He kept his composure. The kick forward was nice to Silvani. He's been good tonight. They could definitely work off of Silvani up forward, I believe. Works the kick inside to Hollands. He just holds up momentarily, sends it long. 2-on-2. Who's going to fly? Kemp got a sport away from him. Hewitt, quick boot to ball. Is it going to make it? Morrison on the last line fumbled it, but he's happy to take it through for a rush behind. Aim on short to Hardwick. 30 seconds left. Sends it long down that wing again. Meek was there. Holland slapped it away. Now Haynes, the inside kick up and under ball. Cripps was the only one who went for it and missed it. Handball at the back. Nash. Handball turned it over to Chera. He goes forward towards Hewitt for a late chance for a consolation prize. Sicily. It's kind of fitting that this man has the footy in his hands because his team are 3-0 and the Hawks setting themselves as contenders in 2025. Well, there we have it, guys. Carlton were gallant, but the final quarter, class came to the fore. And in the end, the Hawks won by 20 points. 12-8-80 to the Blues, 8-12-60. All right, guys, that's where we're going to end the stream for tonight. Thank you for listening and watching. We're going to try something different on the channel this week with the review. I'm going to try and release one on Friday night, one on Saturday night, one on Sunday. For like the first 2 games, the 4 games on Saturday and the couple of games on Sunday. See how that works. And then if you guys do listen to it on Spotify, I don't know if any of you do, but if you do, the full episode will be released on Spotify. Like as a full, 25-minute video. Audio version. But yeah, just I'll see how that works this week, see how it goes. And if it goes well, maybe we'll continue with that. If it doesn't, then we'll probably go back to the full video on YouTube on Sunday nights with every single game. But yeah, if you guys do watch that, let me know how you feel about it. But yeah, thanks for watching today's stream. Subscribe, I guess. And also, thank you so much for all the support on the recent Daniel Gorringe video. He actually commented on it and really liked it. So, he really liked it. So, if you guys haven't seen it yet, the video's on the channel. It's one of the most viewed video. It's been the most viewed video of the year. So, thank you so much for the support on that video. I really do appreciate it. And there will be a video essay coming out in 2 weeks' time. So, thank you again for listening, guys. Thank you again for watching the stream. But for now, I'll catch us all in the next one.